Okay, FightHype.com, Sean Zattel. Really pleasure to be joined with one of the best matchmakers in all of boxing, Mr. Roberto Diaz, the matchmaker, of course, for Goldenboy Promotions. Put together a great undercard fight, you know, in Shane Mosley versus Jason Quigley for next Saturday. And then obviously his fighter, Jorge Linares, taking on Devin Haney for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Let's start there, Robert. How long have you known Jorge Linares? He's had a really good record since he's gotten with you and Oscar and has been matched well.
You know, we go back many years. Even before he was at Goldenboy, I met Jorge back in Japan. He had just arrived in Japan from Venezuela, started living there. He got to Japan at 17. I must have met him a few months later. And he really caught my eye right off the bat. I mean, anybody that would have seen him from the get-go would have said this kid has tremendous talent. And obviously through the years, well, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, he's won world titles in 3 divisions. He's defied the odds. People have written him off. He's lost back-to-back. He's supposed to have been retired by now. He comes back, wins a world title again, has a good reign. Who would have ever thought, oh, after saying he should have retired, he's fighting Lomachenko, but not only fighting Lomachenko, being very competitive up until the moment of the end. It was a draw on the scorecards. One had him winning, one had him losing, and one had it even. I saw that. I knew that the talent was there. I wanted the Lomachenko fight. And obviously the outcome wasn't what I wanted, but we were very close. And it showed the world that he does belong. He's had his ups and downs, but that's boxing because he's taken those risks. You know, I see comments from the fans right now, oh, let's not forget he got knocked out by Cano, okay? That's at 140 pounds, which Jorge never belonged at. But after the Lomachenko fight, Jorge said, hey, you know what? I've won the title at lightweight. I want to go for the super lightweight division. I want to win the world title in 4 divisions. Let's go after it. So I said, okay. He did a fight with Abner Cotto, who was really at 130, fought him at 38. And then it was time to move into a 140. And it's like, all right. Cano, and not said by anybody else, but Eric Morales, Paulie Malignaggi, and Shane Mosley is one of the biggest punchers they've ever faced.
And he was winning the Morales fight. A cut hurt him there, right?
Yep. But Morales, Malignaggi, and Mosley, all 3 said, Cano punches like a mule. So when he gets stopped in the first round, even though it was shocking to many, it was like, all right, you know what? That's Cano. First thing he said to me is, hey, let's go back to 35. Let's go back to 35. We would never found out if we didn't test the waters. But at 35, he's been very dominant. So come Saturday night, the 29th, I love our chances. I'm very confident. Been talking to him for the last few months, almost like 2-3 times a week. We're in touch all the time. He's had one of the greatest camps, and everybody says that until after the fight. Jorge's had a great camp. There's no excuses. If Haney does get his hand raised, there will be no excuses. However, with talent comes experience. And all those years of the ups and downs, Jorge's matured into who he is today. Haney hasn't seen that yet. And until you live it, until you slip, until you fall, you can't grow that extra layer of skin to get you through. It's going to be a very good fight. It's a very difficult fight for Jorge. But it's a very difficult fight for Haney, who hasn't seen what Jorge is going to do come the fight night. So I see a close fight. I see a very entertaining fight. I see a very good fight. But I also see, and I'm very confident when I say this, I'm not just promoting, I also see Jorge Linares at the end of the night, 5 wins, matchroom 0. He's done it 4 times before. On Saturday 29th, it'll be the 5th time. I'm very confident. Look, we've done fights, many other fights together. You win some, you lose some. There's no keeping score here. It's just let's put on the best against the best. When it comes to Matchroom and Linares, Linares knows how to beat them. So, you know what, Eddie? You made a mistake once again. 5-0 come the 29th.
Who are the? I know Luke Campbell was one of them. Anthony Corolla. Who were the other guys, Robert?
And then Kevin Mitchell was the first one.
Okay.
And 3 of them, well, 3 times it was done in the backyard in the UK. He beat Kevin Mitchell in the UK, Anthony Crolla twice in the UK. Luke Campbell was in LA. He's fought in Vegas. You know, Jorge won his first world title in Vegas.
2007.
And maybe he'll win his last world title in Vegas come the 29th.
And that was the WBC title, wasn't it, Robert, back in 2007?
Against Oscar El Chololo Lario. So there's some similarities. Look, when he beat Kevin Mitchell, I told the whole camp, his wife at the time was in labor, and I told the whole camp, hey, she just went into labor. Nobody tell Jorge anything. Let him concentrate on the fight. He would ask, hey, anybody hear anything? Nope. As soon as the fight was over, I showed up in the ring with the phone, and I said, congratulations on the win, and here's your baby on the phone. We had her FaceTime. He starts crying. He gets emotional. Well, his baby was born in May.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? She just turned 5 years old. Here we go. On May, you're going to see her on FaceTime again after you win this next WBC belt. So May 29th, it's going to be a hell of a fight, but Jorge Linares is going to take Devin Haney to school.
Robert, again, you've said it already. Your man, you 100% confident Jorge Linares wins this fight to once again be world champion. But that said, when you look at Devin Haney, do you see a guy that's a potential pound for pound, number one, if not number one, elite pound for pound type guy?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because he has 2 of the main ingredients that you have to have. And that's talent, because he is a talented young man.
Yeah.
And that's discipline. He's always in the gym. He's always training. You see in the workout. Look, anybody can post a video of a gym training and use that same video 24 hours, and you think, wow, he's in the gym 24 hours. He wouldn't have the physique that he has if he's not really training. So you could see right off the bat. I mean, the kid has talent. The kid has I'm not even going to say the kid anymore, because he's a world champion. The man has talent. The man has discipline. The man has a vision of where he wants to go and who he wants to be. And look, I respect him. I admire him. I wanted to sign him. I wanted to work with him. I met with him and Dad. Absolutely. When you see talent, when you see a fighter that separates himself from the group, of course there's all eyes. And I respect him tremendously. But what he doesn't have yet is what Linares has. And you can't buy that. You can't speed it up. You can't all of a sudden say, okay, let me go and learn this real quick so I can have it. Experience. You have to have fallen. You have to have ride the bike, and you have to fall and get back up. And that only happens through time. Time will tell. And I do believe time will show the world and show us that, yes, he is one of the best fighters that laced them, but only time will tell. Jorge has had that time. And even though he's 35, people have to remember, because people I'm hearing, oh, he's old, he's been around forever. That's what they're confusing. Yes, he's been around for so many years. He's been at a top level for so many years. But he hasn't been in wars. When you lose in one round, Salgado, Yale Thompson was in 2, and Cano was in 1. 3 of your 5 losses, there hasn't been those beatings. And Jorge is very disciplined. Jorge's not out there partying, drinking, having a great time, because he's already mature. He's done that. Now he knows it's my time. I need to do it, and I need to do it now. So when you have talent, experience, it's going to be very tough to beat that with just talent. Not knowing how to set up the traps, not knowing, because you haven't seen this. And Haney's fast.
Robert, I think that's the argument presented why Haney would be a favorite, that despite his youth, both guys are extremely fast, but Haney has more traps and counter punches and, the shoulder roll and all those types of things. Why is that not the case? Because
he's shown, it's one thing to show that versus a lower level opponent, and that lower level opponent who's supposed to fall for it is going to fall for it.
Right.
But when you have a Jorge Linares that's seen it all, and not only can put a trap to a lower level fighter, of course, but put a trap to an elite fighter like Lomachenko, turn him up, get him off the turn, coming off the turn, and land that right hand and drop Lomachenko, who hadn't been dropped. All of a sudden, after Jorge fights Lomachenko, people start saying, hey, you know what? Lomachenko's human. Lomachenko's, he can be hit, he can be beat, he can be dropped. Okay? It took a Jorge Linares fight to really show, wait a minute. You know, and again, it's like the old saying in boxing, styles make fights. It depends on what you start. Look, Jorge's not a Hispanic fighter, a Latino fighter that they think is always
come forward.
Come forward, slow. Let me take some punches to land one or two. I'll eat them up just as long as I can land one or two. Jorge's a technician first. Jorge's I mean, like I said, when I first saw him at 17, 18 years old in Japan, what I saw with his footwork was a Bruce Lee type movement on air type. And you only see that with special fighters. Now, oh, he has no chin. He gets knocked out. He gets, you know what, you get caught. You fight some of the best fighters out there, you get caught. Now, no camp is perfect. We say that Jorge had some issues with, in his country, in Venezuela. And not now, I mean, it's been going on for years. And there was an issue where there was a kidnapping on one of his brothers as well. And, you know, we've heard recently of Canelo going through that and having to go through that during a fight. Jorge went through that for the first loss with Salgado. He had some issues back home that even in sparring, he had been dropped. And just, you could see that his mental side, his mentality wasn't concentrating. And you see it in the fight. Today, like I said, I've been talking to him almost 2-3 times a week. He's happy. He's happy that we're a few days away. I mean, he had that fight with Fortuna fall out because of COVID. He's ready. He's ready. There'll be no excuses. Look, if Haney's hand is raised and he is deserving of the win, we'll be the first one to go and shake his hand and congratulate him, because that's the kind of win that Haney needs. That's the kind of win that all these young fighters need to do, is get a named fighter, a former champion, a risky fight.
Like Ryan did with Luke, right?
Exactly. But even in that case, look, I still have to give Jorge that edge over Luke. But yes, that's exactly it, because he beat him. Mm-hmm. But that's the kind of fights Teofimo, Lomachenko, Ryan did it with Luke. Now it's Haney's turn. And that's going to determine where he is. And it doesn't end his career. It doesn't determine, oh, he's not really that. Because that's the first thing fans will say, or the media will say, is, oh, he didn't live up to the hype. Yes, he did, because it's not over yet. You know, I've heard so many times that, oh, Jorge, he didn't live up to the hype. Well, he's won 3 divisions. I mean, he's won world titles in 3 divisions, and he's done it 4 times. So it's like, how did you not? Was he supposed to win 5 divisions? I mean, come on, you know. So it's like, appreciate the beauty of what you have in front that night. Give him his credit should his hand get raised, like I believe it, because at 35, beating this young man who's considered one of the best in the division, he deserves it. And again, it'll be 5-0 come the 29th.